I remember that we are in this hotel room and I'm getting ready. My wife is already kind of halfway ready to go to this event that we had to go to that night. And I literally, I remember stepping out of the shower and I turned to the right and there's a full-length mirror right there. And so, some of you know where this is going. If you want to get honest with yourself and get a gut check, you just go look at yourself naked, full-length in a mirror. So, some of you won't do it. You got some guys in here, they're like, yeah, I'll do it. So I'm there, and she's kind of in the other room, and I'm like, hey, I need to lose a little bit of weight, don't I? Okay, this is like the guy equivalent of when your wife walks out of the closet, and she's like, do I look fat in this? And you're like, no. Yeah, wait. I'm not answering. So I'd known for years things weren't right. I'd known for years I was feeling sick, I was feeling run down, I was feeling tired. I'm gonna show you a list of everything that was going on in just a second. I knew things were just kind of jacked up. And my wife would always say, hey, she'd give me these little subtle hints. Like, hey, do you wanna see how much you weigh? We'd kind of be walking by the scale in the bathroom. I was like, no, I'm good. But I'm thinking, I'm gonna break it, She would say things like, hey, because I would be coming back from Starbucks, and I was drinking at the time, now catch this, I was drinking 2 venti, that's the 20-ounce, white chocolate mochas, add caramel to it, 2 a day. That's 720 calories per drink, plus every time I did it, I was getting a donut and or a cinnamon roll. Here's what's funny is the women are going, and some of the guys are going, yeah, I do that. There's 2,000 calories a day just from Starbucks. The daily recommended thing for a guy that's my size or the size I should have been is only about 2,000 calories. I'm pounding it out in 2 trips. And she'd say things like, hey, do you think you might be drinking all of your calories? Or, that's a steak only has 400 calories. I could have eaten 2 T-bones for the price of 1 white chocolate mocha. And I would just kind of avoid it, but in that moment I was ready to hear it. And so I asked her, hey, do you think I need to lose a little bit of weight? And she says, and catch this, she doesn't go, no, honey, you're fine. No, mind you, I'm naked in front of a full-length mirror. It's she's kind of in the other room. It didn't matter, we're married. She's kind of in the other room, and I'm there, I can kind of see myself. And she's like, yeah, you could stand to lose a little bit. So I was like, what, 5 or 10 pounds? And she goes, maybe a little more. I was like, so 15? Maybe 20? Well, you might, 25? And so we do this in 5-pound increments all the way until she's she agrees that I could stand to lose 30 or 35 pounds. And I thought it was just this moment where sometimes as couples, yeah, guys are going to agree with this. Women, you're going to be driving in the car and then you're going to figure it out this afternoon. There are certain times when you're talking as a couple and you or she can say things that normally would be a fight, but then there's other times when you say them and you're it's just the right time to hear it, and you hear it and you're going to work on it and you're going to do it, right? This was just the right time. I knew, she's saying it's Jesus. It probably was. It was a big deal because instantly I knew we were going to be on that trip for 2 more nights. And so I told her, I was like, you know what? We're going to be here for 2 more nights and we've got all these things to go eat at. I know it's going to be lots of food. So here's what I'm going to do. As soon as we hit the tarmac with the airplane going home, I'm changing what I'm eating, right then. That was the trigger. That morning I'm getting up, I'm going to run. I could go run 6, 8, 10 miles back then when I was overweight. But I'm going to make the changes I need to make to where I can actually be healthy. Now, let me be very honest. I wasn't trying to learn anything about healing. I wasn't trying to learn anything about natural health. I wasn't trying to learn anything about miracles, though we had seen them. I'm just trying to lose weight because when I got out of the bathroom, out of the shower, and looked at myself in the mirror, I looked not like what I knew I could look like. Just leave it like that. All right, so here's what was going on with me. Okay, I'm 50 pounds overweight, have no energy whatsoever. I'm gonna go through this really quickly. I couldn't sleep through the night because I had to get up and go to the restroom like every 2 or 3 hours in the middle of the night. Because of that, during the day, I was tired, I was exhausted. I could crash at any time. I'd go to a lunch meeting at work, come home, or go to the office, back to this couch that I had in my office, or I'd sit there and kind of go and do some paperwork, or be sitting in meetings. I would just be like, oh gosh, like I can't stay awake. And it was because of what was going on the night before. Like we were kind of family, so I just tell you, like I had digestive issues. Like every time I would use the bathroom, like number 2, I'd have blood. That's, maybe some of you do, like that's not normal, right? That's not how things are supposed to. Shortness of breath. I could go run, but like just through the day, I would have just this exhaustion. I couldn't lose weight. And I mean, I say regardless of how much I exercise, it was because of what I was eating and all those white chocolate mochas and things like that. Here's one of the biggest ones. I had these creaking bones. I'd get up in the middle of the night to use the restroom a couple of times. And when I get up, like I'd have to hang on to the side of the bed, like I couldn't walk. So it's like my wife says, it's like I had arthritis, but I really didn't have it. It happened at night, and I couldn't move. Like I'm like shaking, and she's actually nervous because she has a snapshot of what I would be like when I was 70 or 80 years old, and she's thinking, he's so heavy and he's so out of shape. I can't hold him up. She's small. She's like, I don't know how I'm going to be able to take care of him when he gets older. And like, this is a legitimate concern that's going on. And I tell you, like, I was aging because of all of this way, way too fast. Now, I had rationalized, I told myself, it's because I just flipped like the clock there, 40. And I actually even told her, like, all this is because, how many guys have done this? It's because I'm 40. Like, I just turned 40, and when you turn 40, like, you just fall apart. Right? I mean, some of you are going, yeah, you do. Like, I mean, if you're a woman and you're sitting next to any guy, husband, boyfriend, random guy, first-time visitor that's going to get texted by Matt, just hit that guy and say, that's not true, okay? You don't fall apart because you reach 30 or 40 or 60. I mean, when you look in the Bible, there's no precedent for that whatsoever, okay? There is no age thing where you actually fall apart. So like you look at the screen right there, Moses is called by God when he's how old? He's 80. Caleb leads the children of Israel into the promised land with Joshua, and they're fighting. And after all the fighting's done, Caleb goes up to Joshua and he says, hey, he's 85 by the way. Moses said I could have that mountain right there. Like he gave me that for my inheritance. And so if you don't need me, then just give me the word and I'm going. I don't need your help. I don't need your troops. You say the word and I'm going. I'm going to go take my mountain. How many 85-year-old guys do you know going and picking fights as warriors? Abraham, the father of your faith, my faith, he's called by God when he's 75 years old. He has 2 kids in old age, right? The second one he has when he's 100. Sarah is 9 years younger than Abraham, and she is like slid into the harem of a pharaoh and a king. Once because Abraham lied, once when she's in her 60s, once when she's in her 70s. How many 65, 70-year-old women are kings going and trying to pick up? What does it teach you? What does it show you? It shows you like that age thing's probably just a number, and here's the reality. I did not flip a switch when I turned 40 and lose my health and lose my wellness. I did not. Like, in fact, I actually charted it and looked at it. Here's my weight for the first 15, 16 years of marriage. You can see where I started there on the far end. On the left, I weighed about 175. That's about what I weigh right now. And I mean, it kind of goes up and, a little bit within a couple pounds. And so I'm there, and I gained, look back at this in retrospect, I gained 1/4 pound a month for 15 plus years. That's how I got out of shape, was 1/4 pound a month. Like 1/4 pound is how much a couple of pieces of paper weigh. It is unnoticeable from this month to the next month to 6 months or even a year from now. It's unnoticeable. It's so slight that it's unnoticeable from now until 2 or 3 years from now. But if you continue in that trajectory, like over time, I mean, you saw the picture that you saw of me where it looks like 2 different people. right? Anybody been there? Like maybe not in health, but maybe in a relationship, or maybe in kind of your faith journey with God, or maybe in some kind of other area, business, or maybe in the relationship with your kids, right?